tunakuwa na Deputy Inspector General of Police anaitwa Lagat. Si ndio? Na huyo ni mtu ya Ruto na Murkomen.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for making time for Vox Politica, your #1 Kenyan YouTube political channel where we unpack Kenyan's biggest political headlines. And in this video, I want us to dive into 3 critical reasons why Eliud Lagat has not been touched by the president at this time, why William Ruto has not dared to touch Eliud Lagat as concerning the murder of one Albert Ojwang up to this time. We all understand that Albert Ojwang died in the hand of police station at the command of one Eliud Lagat, the Deputy Inspector or General of the Police Service in this country.
There is a squad, a killer squad of 101 officers ambayo walitoka AP wakaingizwa katika National Intelligence Service. Hao ndio wamefanya kazi ya abduction na kuua Gen Z. William Ruto sasa amechukua huyu Lagat, amemfanya komanda ya hiyo kikosi. Ndio huyu mtu anaitwa Ojwang amewekwa Central Police Station. Huyu Lagat ametuma watu wameenda pale wameua yeye. Sasa pale Senate na National Assembly wanajaribu kufanya cover up. Huyu anajulikana mwenye kumuua. Tunataka kuambia William Ruto, huyu mtu yako anaitwa Lagat, akamatwe aende kotini ashitakiwe na kifo.
According to the strategic plans of Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Eliud Lagat was supposed to take over leadership of the police service from Douglas Kanja, who is the current Inspector General, once he retires. For your information, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring it to your information that Douglas Kanja, the Inspector General of Police, is supposed to retire next year, which is in 2026. And just after 2026, we are having general elections in 2027. And one plan of William Ruto was for Eliud Lagat, his kinsman, to take over the police force after Kanja retires in 2026 next year. And why should Eliud Lagat take over? Because of the management of politics. He needs to manage the politics in this country, to arrest those who dare to oppose him, to frustrate the opposition and make sure that they are not being making impact in the Kenyan politics ahead of 2027. Another reason is to manage the 2027 general election. We all know that in 2017, President Mwai Kibaki used the security apparatus to manage elections in this country. And we saw how almost over 20 returning officers, the national returning officers, were from one tribe, and Ruto knew exactly why this was to happen. And so Eliud Lagat was strategically placed as the Deputy Inspector General to take over power in 2026 after Douglas Kanja retires. But it's seeming that that strategic plan of William Ruto is about to hit the rocks, because I don't believe that Kenyans will allow the man who has been labeled as a killer, the commander of a killer squad, to take over the leadership of the police. Now we will be making the police force, instead of being the police now, to become a terrorist group in this country. A group that is supposed to take care of the Kenyan lives, to safeguard the Kenyans' life, now will turn into a group that will be massacring Kenyans all over and terrorizing Kenyans, bringing total unrest in the country. Another reason, ladies and gentlemen, that he was placed there, as I have mentioned, number 1 is to take over from Kanja. Number 2 is to manage the politics of the country. And number 3 is actually to manage the 2027 general elections. But this is going to hit the rocks, because even the same parliament that has stood firm during this period of Albert Ojwang's death will not be in their right minds when they approve the nomination of Eliud Lagat as the Inspector General of Police coming next year. If Eliud Lagat is not going to step aside, if he's not going to be removed from that position by the president, and then Kenyans are going to have a lot of questions when it comes to him being appointed by the president in 2026 as the Inspector General of Police. That one is not going to happen.
To our police officers across the country, you have seen what has happened. Wewe unafuata amri ya mkubwa, unaenda munapiga mtu munaua, mkubwa analindwa, wewe unakuwa sacrifice, unaenda kotini. DIG Lagat anakuwa protected, by Senate, by National Assembly, by Ruto, by everybody. OCS na ni kabila yake ako kwa bao. Constable anaitwa Mugwana ako kwa bao. I want to tell our police officers, don't obey unlawful orders.
Let me not turn tribal, but we all live in this country. What is the nexus between a Mr. Sigei, a Mr. Korir, a Mr. Talam, and the name that keeps on coming up at the DIG, Mr. Talam? What do they share in common? That all these names are all involved into this issue around the death of Albert. Oh, Lagat, the DIG. So I want to know what they share in common.
So the truth of the matter is that there's a battle between Kanja and Lagat, isn't it? And who is winning now? The person winning is Kanja, because Kanja at least did not involve himself in killing who? Ojwang. But Kanja could have been weaker had Lagat not committed this crime. And that's why you're realizing that within the police, there are people who will follow Kanja and people who will follow who? Lagat. And that's why you see there's a lot of inconsistency and information in flowing. I'm telling you, so many police officers are reaching out to us to volunteer information. And also I want to tell these people, we have Gen Z in the police unit. They are not going to let their fellow Gen Z lie there with the lies. They're giving us the truth. We are having 1 minute by 1 minute. Like now, as I sit here, the kind of information we have. The policemen who went to Homa Bay, I have their name plus their phone numbers. You get me? The border who picked them and took them to Ojwang's home, I have their name and phone numbers. Isn't it? As we speak now, the OCS Moego police station, who is a lady, I have her name plus phone numbers and her relatives and what she said after Ojwang left before knowing that Ojwang will die. You know, a statement that she gave before Ojwang was, after Ojwang was picked, but had not got news Ojwang is dead. That statement reveals a lot more truth than even what you are hearing. So you just wait for the defense to, for the prosecution to begin. The kind of information you want to bring will be, but then don't believe I power. The most dangerous letter in I power is the word I, independent.
Just before I end this video, ladies and gentlemen, there is something that I've been thinking about, and I think that if this thing is done, and then a lot of decorum can be brought into the politics of this country, and of course the entire administration of this country. And this is that we need to have an amendment in our constitution, a few sections in the constitution that gives the president powers that enables them to do what they are doing. And one area that I would like us to amend is the area whereby the president should not be allowed, number one, to appoint the IEBC officials, because these are the same people who are required to be independent in their decision making and ensure that elections are free, fair, and well done. But in this case, if the president is the appointing person, and then he may decide to appoint a man of his interest who might compromise the election. Another person that the president shouldn't be barred from appointing is the chairman of IPOA, because IPOA is a body that's supposed to be independent, so that whenever they are coming to inspect a crime done by the police, then they must be very vigilant. But when they are appointed by the president and the matter that has happened is of interest to the president, and then he might coerce them to do otherwise and deny Kenyans justice. Another change that we need to make in our constitution, or put a clause in our constitution to reinforce, is that the president should not appoint his kinmen or people from his tribe to key government positions like the Inspector General of Police. If the president is a Kalenjin, then the Inspector General of Police should even be a Kikuyu. And that's what we want to propose going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, you are here, you're watching for the first time, take a minute, subscribe to this channel, smash the notification bell, and also hit that like button. By doing like that, ladies and gentlemen, you help me to reach a wider audience, and that is exactly my goal on this platform. Until next time, let me see you in our next video.